Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the NBA slate on DraftKings and Yahoo for Friday, December the 28th. We do have a 10-game slate for Friday night. Should be a fun one. We got another big tournament over on Yahoo with guaranteed overlay, 250K baller, 50K in guaranteed overlay, 10 entry max tournament, $10 entry fee. Make sure you guys get in this thing if you're not playing on Yahoo. You pretty much should be already. I'm sure you've heard a lot of other DFS guys talking about Yahoo, but they're just running great contests right now. It's a even playing field. Everyone gets 10 entries. You don't have people playing 150 lineups. There's no CSV editing, so you have to hand build all your lineups. It's just a great tournament, great site. You guys should be playing over there. Make sure you're getting in these things early, though. They will fill pretty early. Now that Yahoo's starting to get a lot of attention and a lot of traction. The Thursday tournament, the 100K baller, that thing filled at like 12 Eastern. It filled like 8 hours before the slate started. I would imagine this tournament's probably going to fill around 3 or 4 Eastern time, maybe even sooner. So make sure you guys get in this thing early. I'm going to go ahead and reserve my entries after I get done recording this video. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at the slate. Start off at point guard. Just before we do get started, guys, I would appreciate it if you would drop a like on the video. And make sure, if you are new to the channel, that you click that subscribe button down below. I would appreciate it. But point guard for today, we have Russell Westbrook at the top of this position. He's 10,900 on DraftKings facing the Suns. I don't mind Westbrook here, but I don't think I'm going to be playing a ton of him today. Only way I play Westbrook is if Paul George somehow sits, but Paul George I would expect to play. He is listed as questionable. Looks like he's going to be a game time decision. This is a 9 o'clock game, so I'm not sure if we're going to have the news before lock. Only way I play a ton of Westbrook today is if Paul George was to sit. Right now, Anthony Davis is just the guy that I'm going to pay it for. If I'm going to pay it for a stud on a slate basis or on a nightly basis, it's probably going to be Anthony Davis. So Westbrook at 10-9, even in a good matchup against the Suns. Won't be going there a ton today, like I said, unless Paul George misses, which I doubt we get that news before lock, but maybe after shoot around we'll know the status of him. But other point guards, I don't really love paying up at this position. Like if you were to play Westbrook, you could potentially run it back with a Devin Booker, because if Westbrook puts up a really big game, it's probably because the Suns are keeping the game close, and that could potentially mean that Devin Booker is having a really big game. So I guess you could go there, but like Kimba at 9,100, don't feel like I have to have today. John Wall at 9K against the Bulls, don't feel like I have to have either. I do like some plays in the 7K range. I think Derrick Rose at 7,100 against the Hawks is in a really good spot. We already know Jeff Teague's not going to play today. So D-Rose is going to continue to start, going to continue to play big minutes. On Yahoo, he's pretty cheap as well, $27. Going to definitely have Derrick Rose in at least a few of my 10 lineups that I have over there. Also like Chris Dunn a ton. Chris Dunn, 6,900, point guard and shooting guard eligible on DraftKings. Gets a great matchup with the Wizards over on Yahoo. He's $25. He's also a little bit cheaper than Derrick Rose. And I like Chris Dunn a lot on both sides. Just a really good spot for him. Facing a Wizards team that really is not good defensively at all. They struggle to defend point guards. And the Wizards also do play at a pretty fast pace, towards the top of the league in pace. So this is a pace-up spot for the Bulls. Like Chris Dunn a lot here. His price tag has dropped a bit on DraftKings. He's down to 6,900. Point guard and shooting guard eligible. I think he's a really good play. I do like Derrick Rose as well. Right now, I think I'd lean the little bit of savings you get going down to Chris Dunn, but can't go wrong with D-Rose either. D-Rose in a great spot. Hawks team that faces or that struggles to defend point guards. Trae Young, a really bad defender, and the Hawks also play at a very fast pace. So Rose and Chris Dunn both like a ton in that mid-range at point guard. And then if you're going a little bit cheaper, not a ton stands out to me at this position, talking about value. I do like Dennis Schroeder quite a bit, especially if Paul George misses. But even if Paul George plays, we know we're going to get 30-plus minutes out of Dennis Schroeder on a nightly basis in competitive games. Not the most productive player when he plays alongside Russell Westbrook, but if Paul George were to miss, you're going to get more usage for Dennis Schroeder. He might even move into the starting lineup. And at 5,300, he does have 35-point upside, 35-point upside to where he could return a lot of value on this price. Don't mind him at 5,300. If Paul George misses, though, obviously going to have a lot more interest in Dennis Schroeder. Lance Stevenson, maybe we could go back to. We'll see how he does on as I'm recording this video on Thursday night. We'll see how he does Thursday. His price did bump up a little bit. He's up to 4,400. If Lance has a really big game on Thursday night, I imagine people are going to go back to him. Don't mind Lance Stevenson if you want to play him. He's shooting guard and small forward, but we'll talk more about him when we get there. Josh Hart, don't love here. Even though he moved into the starting lineup for LeBron, I just don't know if Josh Hart is a high enough usage player to where I want to pay $4,200 for him, especially when I can get Lance Stevenson coming off the bench, handling the ball a lot for a little bit more. Not very interested in Josh Hart today. Even if he has a big game Thursday night, probably won't be playing him today. But let's go ahead and move on to shooting guard. So at the top here, you got Luka Doncic, Drew Holiday, Devin Booker. Not really interested in a ton of these guys. Maybe some Luka Doncic over on Yahoo because he's small forward eligible, and there aren't a lot of small forwards that I love over on Yahoo. Kuzma I think is a really good play. I guess you could pay up for Kawhi since Lowry's out. Maybe PG, but Luka Doncic at $35. Don't mind on Yahoo. I think I would prefer Kyle Kuzma, but could definitely go there. Luka's just been playing so well lately. Been putting up consistent 40-plus fantasy points with Dennis Smith Jr. out. Did just face this Pelicans team in their last game and put up 31 or 48 fantasy points in 31 minutes. Almost had a triple double. Was a rebound shy. Don't mind going to Luka, but not going to be a priority for me on this slate. Josh Richardson I don't really like on DraftKings, but over on Yahoo he's still insanely cheap at shooting guard. He's $20. He's the same price as Brandon Ingram, which doesn't make me as interested in him today. But you can play up to 3 shooting guards. You can play a shooting guard in the shooting guard spot, and the guard spot, and the utility spot. So I'll probably have a few lineups where I go with Brandon Ingram and Josh Richardson. Brandon Ingram is the guy, though, that I really want to talk about at this position. Price tag did not move at all on Yahoo. He's still $20, same price that he was on Thursday. Over on DraftKings, he did get priced up slightly. He's up to $6,300, but I still like him a lot. Just taking LeBron off the court results in a crazy high usage rate for Brandon Ingram, a big bump in usage. I believe it's like 5 or 6% bump in usage when LeBron is off the court. Ingram's just too cheap for his role that he's going to play now with LeBron off the court. Just more shots to go around, more rebounds to go around, more assists to go around. I like him a lot here at $6,300. I think he is a really good play today. Even if he busts on Thursday night, even if some of the Lakers bust on Thursday night, I'm going to be going back to him on Friday night in this matchup with the Clippers. Skipped over Lonzo back at point guard. Want to go back to him. He's also a guy that got priced up a little bit, but probably not enough. He's $5,900 on DraftKings. He's probably going to be a core play for me again today. He was a core play for me on Thursday. I did record my Thursday video before that Rondo news came out. But once we got the news that Rondo was out, it was just clear. Play Lonzo, take LeBron off the court, take Rondo off the court. Lonzo going to be the primary ball handler. Just going to be able to rack up a ton of assists. At $5,900 on DK and still really cheap on Yahoo at $23. I think he's a great play on both sites if you do want to go to him. I feel like, especially on Yahoo, we're going to be playing a ton of Lakers on this Friday night slate. I know they were pretty popular. I checked ownership right before I started recording my video. Guys like Ingram, Ball in the big tournament were like 40-50% owned. I don't expect them to be that popular today, but they're still going to be pretty popular. Pretty guys you do want to get into your lineup, especially on Yahoo where their price didn't move. Even on DraftKings with them seeing price increases, I still think they're a really good plays. Lonzo and Ingram, 2 guys I mainly want from the Lakers, but when we get to small forward, we will talk about Kuzma, who you could obviously go to as well. But now let's go to some other shooting guards. Really the only guys I want to talk about for value are the guys from the Lakers. Lance Stevenson is definitely my favorite. I liked him a pretty good amount on Thursday night. Even if he has a bad game, I might go back to the well, especially on DraftKings where you can play Lance at small forward. It's a little bit tougher on Yahoo because Lance is only shooting guard eligible. He is still minimum price. He is still $10, but you can only play him at shooting guard, and there are a lot of decent shooting guard plays that I do like, but still don't mind him over there where he's cheap. I would definitely play Lance over Josh Hart today. Even if Hart has the better game Thursday night, not going to buy into that. Josh Hart just a really low usage player. I definitely would play Lance over him. Maybe even KCP at $3,800. He's still really cheap. I did play him in about 1 or 2 of my Yahoo lineups where he was minimum price at small forward. But yeah, let's move on to small forward now. So this position, mainly for me, I guess you could pay it for Kawhi if you want to go there. PG's $9,900 on DK, and on Yahoo he's the same price as Kawhi. And I think I would just rather play Kawhi over PG today. But really don't want to pay up for small forward unless I'm going to a guy like Kyle Kuzma. Kuzma's price on DraftKings I don't love at $7,700, but on Yahoo where he's still $32, I think Kyle Kuzma is definitely in play at this position. Glancing over small forward over on Yahoo, it's pretty gross today. Don't see a lot of plays I like. I think Rodinas Karukis, however you say his name, is going to be very popular today. He's put up 30 fantasy points in 3 straight games. He's playing big minutes. He's still $12 on Yahoo. He's going to be a guy that a lot of people look to and I will probably have in a pretty decent amount of lineups today, just because he's way too cheap for the role that he's playing now with Alan Crabb out. On DraftKings, though, Caruso's price, however you say his name, is starting to catch up. He's up to 5,200. Still not insanely expensive, but don't see him being a core play for me. Don't see myself going too crazy on this guy because I don't think he's going to continue to put up 30 to 35 fantasy points on a nightly basis. But we are getting the minutes out of Caruso with Alan Crabb out, and I think the minutes should continue to be there. He's going to continue to start. I would definitely play him over some of the guys in that price range, whether it's Joe Harris or Marvin Williams, Evan Fournier. I do like Caruso there at 5,200, especially on Yahoo at $12 at a gross small forward position. Probably going to be a core play for me on Yahoo specifically. But yes, probably it for small forward. Like, this position's pretty gross. Don't like a lot of plays here. If I can find a way to pay up, I do like going to some Kuzma, some Kawhi. Josh Richardson's small forward eligible on DK. I don't love him, like I said, but on Yahoo where he's $20 at shooting guard, I think he's a really good play. Don't love him at small forward, but like the cheaper plays I like. I think we can go back to Lance Stevenson. Caruso at 5,200. I think we can play. Those are kind of the guys I want to target at this position. But let's go ahead and move on to power forward now. So we do have AD at the top here. Hard to not like AD on a nightly basis. Dude just gives you 55 to 60 pretty much every night, and he obviously has upside for way more than that. He's done pretty decent against this Dallas team so far this year. They just played in their last game, and we got 62 DraftKings points out of AD, 34 minutes, 32 and 18 with 2 assists, a block, and a steal. I know they played another time earlier this year, 34 minutes out of AD against Dallas in a blowout, 59 DraftKings points. So AD is probably going to get you 55 to 60 here. If he goes for a ceiling game, obviously he's going to be a really good play. I don't know if we get the ceiling game out of AD today, but if you want to pencil in 55 to 60 fantasy points into your lineup, just put AD in there. If enough value opens up to where I can fit in AD, I'll try and get him into as many lineups as I can. But right now, I don't think he's going to be a guy that I force in today. Power forward for me, at least I think there are some good mid-tier plays. I want to talk about Dwayne Dedmon. He's still a little bit underpriced in my opinion. I like him a lot on DraftKings where you can play him at power forward. He's 5,500. We already know that Alex Len is not going to play today, so we're going to get big minutes out of Dwayne Dedmon. He played 37 minutes in that last game against the Pacers, put up 47 DraftKings points. Just a really good spot for Dedmon against a Timberwolves team that I'm really not worried about the matchup, whether he defends Karl-Anthony Towns or whether Towns defends him. Towns has never been an elite defender, so like Dwayne Dedmon quite a bit. On Yahoo, it's going to be a little bit tougher to get to him because you can only play him at center, and we do have Zubac down here at $12, who's just going to be a guy you have to play on Yahoo. He's just insanely too cheap. I'm pretty sure I played him in every lineup Thursday night. Once we got the news JaVale McGee was out, Zubac was starting again. $12 on Yahoo is just a must play. If he goes out there and puts up 35 to 40 like he's been doing, he's going to be a guy that you have to have on Yahoo. On DraftKings, Zubac not as sexy of a play, but it's still a great matchup to where I'm gonna definitely have a lot of Zubac. We'll talk more about him at center when we get there on DraftKings and on Yahoo as well. He is going to be a core play for me today. Just too good of a spot. Guy's been playing too well lately. Only way to get off of Zubac today is ownership, or if JaVale McGee somehow is able to play today. But going back to Dwayne Dedmon, do like him quite a bit today. 5,500 on DraftKings. I don't mind him on Yahoo, but gonna prefer Zubac there. But yeah, I think that's it for power forward as well. There are some guys here that I've talked about that we could go to, like Caruso at 5,200. I think I'd rather play Dedmon over him, but since you can play Caruso at small forward, that makes him pretty appealing. But yeah, guys, I think that's it for power forward. Let's move on to center now. I do like paying up at this position. I do like Karl-Anthony Towns a lot today. He's 9,600 on DraftKings. Over on Yahoo, he's pretty appealing at $41. He's the same price as Vucevic and the same price as Drummond. And I think I would definitely prefer Towns in that situation. It's a good spot for Towns playing against a Hawks team that we know plays at a very fast pace, is not a good defensive team. I like the spot a lot for the Timberwolves. I think D Rose is a really good play today. I like Karl-Anthony Towns a lot. This just should be a spot where he's able to dominate. Hopefully the Hawks can keep this game competitive, and if they can, I think we see a big game out of Cat. I don't expect him to be insanely popular today, at least not on DraftKings. Over on Yahoo, where his price tag's still relatively cheaper than it should be, he might be somewhat popular, especially because there aren't a lot of good center plays up top besides AD. Like Jokic, I don't think is a must today. Don't really like Drummond, don't really like Vooch. Miles Turner feels overpriced. Steven Adams feels overpriced. LaMarcus Aldridge really hasn't been doing anything all year. Like Larry Nance, don't love at 26. Son Whiteside, I guess you could go to at 26 on Yahoo, but not going to be a core play for me. Karl-Anthony Towns is really the guy that I like at this position if you can pay up. If you go into the mid-range, not a ton stands out to me here that I feel like I have to have. I think I'm either going to be paying up at center today for Cat or going a little bit cheaper. I do like some cheap plays here. I like Montrezl Harrell a lot, who you can still play over on DraftKings at power forward. Good matchup for him against the Lakers. Price tag is starting to get up a bit to $6,400, but still, Harrell, we saw on Thursday night, still has a ton of upside to return a lot of value on that price. Zubac and Dedmon, though, are the guys that I really like if you're going cheap, especially Zubac. Dude's just been playing too well lately to avoid. It's a great matchup against the Clippers. Even with the price tag getting up there at $5,900 on DK, he's still a really good play in my opinion. We'll see how he does Thursday night. If he has a big game Thursday night, I'm sure people are going to go back to him. But really hard to avoid Zubac when he's playing this amount of minutes, 32 minutes pretty much on a nightly basis with JaVale McGee out. We still are getting Chandler playing some minutes off the bench, but mostly Zubac is getting a lot of the center minutes and been very productive with them. Like I said, great matchup against the Clippers, a Clippers team that has struggled to defend bigs all year, especially bigs that can score. Zubac over on Yahoo is just a must-play. You have to play him at least, and I'd say if you got 10 lineups on Yahoo, I say you probably play him in at least 5 or 6. I'll probably have him in more than that though, because he's just really hard to avoid at $12. He's still insanely cheap. I think he was 73% owned in the baller on Thursday night. If JaVale McGee misses again, I imagine Zubac's going to be probably 50-60% owned. Even on a 10-game slate, I know that sounds scary. I know 50% owned Zubac on a 10-game slate sounds like something you could get away from, but really don't know how you get away from Zubac unless you were to play Dwayne Dedmon and just hoping Dedmon outscores him. But I do like going lineups where you play Dedmon and Zubac together on Yahoo. Both way too cheap cheaper than they should be, Dedmon and Zubac. But yeah, I think that is it for the video. Love Zubac today. Lock him in against the Clippers. Bad defensive team, especially at defending bigs that can score. But yeah, guys, I think that's it for the video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully it did help you. If you enjoyed the video, just make sure you click that like button down below. Make sure you subscribe if you have not already, and if you do have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comment section below, or hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT. But yeah, guys, good luck tonight on this 10-game slate. We'll see you back in the next video. Peace.